eyeing up a new rental pad? Here's 20 questions you need to ask to discover if any property is the one for you. And if you'd like more expert advice like this, please subscribe to our newsletter. It's packed with the latest info you need to know about renting, buying, and the property market. Just click the link with this episode. Okay, here goes. Number 1, find out whether the furniture you see when you're viewing is what will be staying. Will anything be replaced? Problem neighbours or tenants? A letting agent may not know the neighbours, but they will be aware if tenants have complained in the past or if neighbours have complained about previous tenants. Are pets allowed? Whether or not you have pets, it's useful to know for the future what's allowed and what is not. Can you decorate? If you want to personalise the place, are you allowed to add pictures or a splash of colour to the walls? Transport links. If there are great transport links, the agent or landlord should be keen to tell you. If not, you'll need to work out how easily you'll be able to get around. What are the local amenities like? Find out what your potential neighbourhood has to offer in terms of leisure, shopping, and so on. Are bills included? Ask if any bills are included in the rental price, and if not, what's the energy efficiency rating? This will give you an idea of how expensive the place might be to run. Council tax. Will you need to pay council tax? If yes, find out what council tax band the property is in. How much is the deposit? Make sure you find out how much the deposit is. Is there a holding deposit? And if there is a holding deposit, how much is it and when does it have to be paid? What tenancy deposit scheme will they use? Now, don't forget to nail down what tenancy deposit scheme they will use to keep your deposit safe too. Tenancy length. Ask what is the length of the contract. 6 months, a year, or more? Are there options for a longer or shorter tenancy? Can you see the contract before signing? Will you be able to see the full contract before signing anything? Are there any break clauses? If there are break clauses in there, do you understand them? Can you sublet? Would you be allowed to sublet if you wanted or needed to? Find out at what point in the tenancy the monthly rental can be increased. Where are the smoke alarms? And don't be afraid to go into the details. Ask about safety features that landlords by law are responsible for, such as smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors. Who is responsible for white goods? Ask who picks up the bill if things like the washing machine goes kaput. And number 20, when was the boiler serviced? Get an idea of how well maintained the property is. When was the boiler last serviced and who should you contact if the heating or hot water cuts out? Remember, when you're viewing, if you spot anything that looks out of place, query it. If you possibly can, view the area at least at different times of the day, even if you can't get into the property. If you're viewing a flat, you'll also need to ask who's responsible for managing communal areas like the garden and what access you will have to them. And finally, when it comes to moving in day, make sure you know where the fuse box is, what day is rubbish collection day, where the TV aerial point is, and who to contact in case of problems. Armed with these questions, choosing the right rental should be that little bit easier. Make sure you join us next time for more top tips for tenants.